Our top story today, Republicans are defending President Trump's tax reform plan. It's the biggest tax overhaul in 30 years. The GOP says the plan will cut taxes for the middle class. Democrats insist that's not the case, claiming it favors the rich. CBS's Hinadoba has more.
The debate has begun over President Trump's and Republicans' revamped tax code. The president says it's a $6 trillion tax cut that will primarily favor working-class Americans.
Tax reform will protect low-income and middle-income households, not the wealthy and well-connected.
The primary change for individuals, a simplified tax code that reduces the 7 current income tax brackets to 3. But who exactly gets taxed slightly more on the bottom and slightly less up top is a big point of contention.
A large percentage of middle-class families would pay more taxes. Looking at this plan, I think almost every wealthy family would get a big break.
Republicans argue that doubling the standard deduction and boosting the child tax credit will lower working-class taxes.
It just simplifies the thing so much so that people just don't pay taxes on those first $24,000 of money they earn.
Democrats insist, though, it amounts to a net loss.
What a family of 4 would gain with respect to an extra $12,000 in standard deductions, they simultaneously lose more than $16,000 in personal and dependent exemptions.
Some analysts warn the plan could reduce government revenue by $2 trillion or more over the next 10 years, adding to the nation's $20 trillion national debt. Hinadoba, CBS News.
The plan also calls for slashing the corporate tax rate from 35% to 20%. Republicans hope to complete the bill by Thanksgiving. Also making headlines this morning, Hollywood is mourning the loss of Hugh Hefner. The American icon and Playboy founder passed away from natural causes Wednesday at his home, the Playboy Mansion. He was 91 years old. Elsewhere, Secretary of the Interior Ryan Zinke faces backlash for comments he made about a perceived lack of loyalty to the flag within the Interior Department. In his speech to an oil industry group on Monday, Zinke said 30% of his employees lack loyalty and are at odds with the Trump administration. On Wednesday, Senator Maria Cantwell, the top Democrat on the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee, blasted Zinke's comments. She said Interior Department employees instead, quote, deserve respect from the man charged with leading them, not cheap shots in the press. Zinke added, quote, there's too many ways in the present process for someone who doesn't want to get a regulatory action done to put it in a holding pattern. 700,000 people are employed by the U.S. Department of the Interior. In state news, after a devastating fire season, the department responsible for fighting many of those flames is painting a bleak picture of its future due to budget cuts. The Department of Natural Resources and Conservation blew through its fire suppression budget early this fire season. Upwards of $63 million was spent on wildfires in the state, and DNRC Director John Tubbs says many of the bills for equipment and aircraft used haven't even come due yet. DNRC, like many state agencies, will need to cut 10% of its budget to meet a request by Governor Steve Bullock to make up for state revenue shortfalls. The Water Resources Division will be hardest hit if the cuts are approved. Stream gauges shared with the U.S. Geological Survey will have to be decommissioned. That will affect agencies like the National Weather Service that will have a tougher time predicting dangerous flooding. Vacant DNRC positions could also remain unfilled to save money.
An agency that has had this question asked to us many, many times. We don't have a lot of, I don't know that we ever considered we had a lot of extra fat to just cut off. We're down to bone. So you will see direct impacts. We are trying to preserve as much as we can.
Tubbs said a special session of the state legislature would be one option to restore the budget. If not, the director hinted DNRC may be looking at furlough days for employees this next year to make up for the gap. After Montana's fire season, U.S. Forest Service mapping currently shows just 2 major fires burning in the state, and they're almost out. The Lolo Peak fire has burned close to 54,000 acres. It's about 90% contained. The Forest Service estimates the blaze will be out by October 31st. Meanwhile, the Rice Ridge fire, which burned more than 160,000 acres near Seeley Lake, is still active. That fire is 83% contained, and the Forest Service plans to have it out by October 15th. Fires statewide burned more than 1 million acres this season, making this Montana's most costly fire season in about 2 decades. And through it all, the generosity knows no end. Nearly $300,000 have been raised to benefit Montana communities through the Wildfire Relief Fund. Every single donation will stay in Montana to help Montanans. You can still donate by going to our website, ktvq.com. Switching over to health news, an old option for women in labor is now making a resurgence, allowing moms-to-be to take control of their pain without drugs. Nitrous oxide, which is most commonly used in the form of laughing gas at dentist offices, can also be used for pain management during labor. At Billings Clinic, women can self-administer nitrous oxide throughout labor to reduce pain and help them relax. The mix is 50% nitrous and 50% oxygen, making it slightly less potent than the stuff you get at the dentist. The option is popular in many European countries and relieves some pain without opioids and without needles.
The way that nitrous oxide works is it helps with disassociating you from the pain. So often moms will still feel that discomfort, but they're relaxed and they don't care as much that they're feeling that way, that they're having that pain. So unlike an epidural where you would have that elimination of pain, you have a disassociation from it.
And unlike some pain medications used in childbirth, nitrous oxide leaves the system within minutes and has no effect on the baby. Meanwhile, at MSUB, a new building aimed at helping Native American students will provide a family atmosphere for students away from home. Chancellor Ron Larson and others in the university administration joined in on a ribbon cutting Wednesday afternoon. What was once a daycare center on Normal Avenue is now the William R. Lowe Native American Achievement Center. Singing and dancing added to the celebration for a center that will help students with school and life on campus.
It's your home away from home. Everyone there seems like family, and it's good to have that, you know. I'm lucky that I have my family here in Billings, but not every student is, and I hope to be family for someone who doesn't have their family here.
We all have a vested interest in the success of a family, and the professional people here in Billings that work with the Native community, we are like a family. And we all know each other on a first-name basis. So we really help each other be successful.
The program used to be located in a smaller space on campus and was called the American Indian Center. Reno Charette says with more space in the backyard, the new center will help with several programs, including Indigenous learning.